This is their chance to get into the playoffs, and here's Liquid Hero. His Pro League win ratio 25-24, relatively even, just like his record this season. He's 1-1. He has not played a single match against Terran. He's most famously lost against Cal in his opening match, and I think that was definitely an embarrassing defeat for him. We'll see how well he does today. He's an emotional player. He's got to keep his wits about him.
Yeah, he really needs to keep his mind about him. He cannot get emotional or nervous in the booth. He's going to be up against this guy, another really strong player that we have here. He's going to be representing Samsung Khan. This is Reality, an almost 50% win ratio. He's also 1-1, but no games against P. Yep. Protoss,
no games
for him.
So these two are playing this for the very first time, this matchup. We've already seen Reality play some pretty good matches today, or this season. Today he's going to be playing a new matchup, and I'm just really distracted by the fact that his hands seem to be kind of cold. He's warming them up. He's getting himself ready to go here. The very first map will be the King Sejong Station. It's actually up and loaded. The players are ready, and we're going to start this right away. Hero, the Protoss, against Reality, the Terran. Incredible Miracle versus Samsung Galaxy Khan here at the 2014 Pro League. Let's jump into the match right now. Right now.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top left, for Incredible Miracle, this is the Protoss player, Liquid Hero.
To the bottom right, in blue for Samsung Galaxy Khan, it's Reality. One of the better Terrans to switch to StarCraft 2, right when the Kessel players were starting to switch over. And definitely very quickly getting his experience up and getting into the booth. Don't be fooled by that camera shot. He's not actually the studio.
It's the studio versus Hero.
I'm not sure how that hasn't been fixed yet, but I'm sure in just a moment it will. Because right now it looks like there's two heroes.
Oh, now both of them disappeared.
Whenever an overlay gets shy, it means that productions realize that there is in fact a problem.
They just like slowly fade out. And you just lose them for a bit, but then they come back and they're all fixed. There we have Reality.
Yeah, there he is. Okay, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Stop panicking out there.
And this game, it's going to be on the King Sejong Station. We've had a lot of really entertaining games on this map. I've liked it so far for Pro League. What do you think of it so far?
Well, it's for me, I like the structure of the natural, and it's really interesting to see how players secure that. There's two entrances in the natural. One is opened up by killing some debris, and then there's two ways to attack the natural. Third base, there's a few options there, and it's not too far away. In general, I think this map is fair, and I think that it's interesting. It's not one of those maps that stands out to me as this map needs to be in WCS, this map needs to be in the ladder pool. It's just one of those maps that I think this is a cool map for Pro League, and that's probably the only tournament we're ever going to see it in, and I don't want to see it again after that. But it's not a problem map. It's not a dataless point. It's just a fun map. And we actually have this CC first being harassed a little bit here, forcing 2 additional SCVs off the line. Hero being very annoying.
Yeah, Reality not taking this any bit lightly. He's going to make sure he brings just as many SCVs as he needs, which for him is 2. This probe is going to continue going around here. Of course, he knows this is CC first. Wants to come in here, make sure there's 2 barracks, sees it.
Yep. It's an old Terran joke. How many SCVs does it take to make CC first? And the answer is always 3. And sometimes that's depending on where you place your barracks, the amount of SCVs it takes to build a barracks. But second gas goes up for Hero, who does drop his Nexus earlier after seeing what he was up against. Some more foreign fans here coming down to the studio. Hello. And he was pointing at me, I think. I'm not sure. Like, I can never be certain, but if you guys do come to the studio, you can listen to us and get headsets. All you need to do is bring your ID, and you can get a headset and listen to English commentary. If you want to listen to Korean commentary, you can too.
Yep. If any of you guys are practicing your Korean, of course, come down here and listen to them.
Even if you are practicing your Korean, listen to us though.
Yeah.
Just saying. If you're practicing Korean, they're like in Korea, you don't really need to listen to Korean commentary. You've got enough Korean to listen to.
Yeah.
Listen to some English for once, you know?
I know some guys who just, like, they come here and they're so gung-ho, they, like, only speak Korean, and they even try to speak it to you if you know English, but they know English too, and sometimes it gets a little awkward, but sometimes it's okay, depending on the situation, but...
This depends on their pronunciation, because if it's bad, then, well,
yeah,
I can get the worst. So Mothership Core is almost done here for Hero, and his build is lining up to be basically exactly what he wants against a Terran player who went CC first. The question is, what does he drop for tech? Is he going to drop the Twilight Council? This map doesn't seem the best for Blink, and he drops a Robotics, okay? So he's just going to be playing the safe Robo into third base expand type build. And this is something that now Reality, the onus is on him to scout and identify it, because if it is Blink coming his way or if it is Oracles, he's going to have to play on the defensive. He has to be safe here.
Yeah, it's always very important for the Terran to identify exactly what the Protoss is doing. A lot of Protosses these days rushing down that Storm, that Templar path. But especially on this map, like you mentioned, Blink not so strong. Maybe you want to go for that Robo first, which Hero just decides he wants to do. Dropping the 2 gas as well, wants to get all that gas.
Stim goes down here, and he's going to start that before the factory is finished. He's got just enough gas lined up here to add a starport as well for medevacs right away. Warp Prism comes down here, so we have a sentry queued up, and I don't know how many other sentries we have on the map. I think only 1. So we could maybe see a sentry drop here. And we've seen this before against CC first, especially on a map where the Terran player is really occupied at his natural. Sentries come in, force field the ramp, Terran gets blocked out because medevacs aren't ready, and you warp in units and harass. But he's keeping his units in the main base. So this is a theme that we've seen more and more often in Heart of the Swarm, because Oracles are so prevalent that you have to keep some of your Marines in the main base to help deal with that. So I'm not so sure how successful this one's going to work out to be.
Yeah. Getting those 2 Stalkers out there, want to chase away that SCV, possibly go for that third base soon. Like you said before, it would just be a harass. I want to see exactly where this Warp Prism goes. I'm not sure if he picked up anything.
Well, you see it coming across the natural now, and I'm sure our Observer will eventually notice and click on it. There is a Widow Mine over here, plus the bunker. We could see DTs if he keeps the Warp Prism alive. All right, drops here at the natural, and he's just going to force field here, it looks like, and harass a little bit on the mining, but he doesn't get really anything done here. Loses a sentry, and this drop was definitely not worth it.
Yeah, spending a bunch of energy as well, which you don't want to do this early on in the game, just in case an aggressive turn push comes across the map. And after pushing away that drop, it looks like Reality just wants to push out here on the map, actually, and see if he spots that Oracle. No, he does not.
No. The Temple Archive coming up very quickly here for Hero. He's teching so fast, and this is something that if Reality identified, he would want to punish for. And then Hero would have to go into Archons. I think he is actually going to go ahead and drop Archons out pretty quickly after that Archive is finished. Look at the gas he's banked up here. He's going to be able to use that to make some tough Archons. Widow Mine drop going towards his base, and he's got a cannon up at his natural. I believe he has one in the main base as well. And this attack coming over here is going to really draw him into 2 directions. Here come the Widow Mines to the main. There's actually no cannon here. It's just now queued up a bit too late, Liquid Hero.
He burrows both those mines, and he comes in here at the natural. He's going to harass here a bit and stim out of there.
Yep, 1 kill on the first Widow Mine. The second one gets 2. So 3 kills in total. Moves away from the cannon for vision, away from that overcharge. And the attack at the natural didn't get too much done. Probes will clean up that first Widow Mine. The second one looks like ready to fall very soon here as well. That Probe gets spotted. These 2 Templar, actually, he doesn't make them into an Archon, so now they're going to have the ability to storm each of them at least once by the time storm research is done, and that means that any frontal attacks by Reality, if he's not careful, will cost him dearly against those side storms. But he has a 3rd command center nearly completed right now, finishing as we speak.
Yeah, very fast 3rd command center here. Hero is just really rushing out all this tech, like you mentioned, continuously making these immortals as well as putting down 3 more gateways that Storm is about to finish. So he's going to be a bit safe. He played very safe against this. He put 2 cannons in both of his mineral lines, making sure that when this push came out, he would be ready for it, which he was. Didn't take too much damage.
Yeah, I mean, only a few harvesters going down. Key point in this game right now is that Reality identified very quickly that he was up against a tech-oriented build from Hero. Oh, Storm Drop here with those 2 Templar. Kills a lot of SCVs, 14 in total. And the force field as well is actually insanely messing up the micro there, and I think he actually used that sentry to cause the SCVs to bunch up and get some kills. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see I have no control over the observing PC, by the way, guys, so I apologize, but there's something I can do about it personally. Well, here comes another attack by ground. Hero has more than enough to defend. What I was going to go into earlier is just that Reality has identified that his opponent's build is very tech-oriented and not really based in any type of aggression, so he took a fast third. He's actually landing it right now, so he's ahead in economy.
Yeah, he's very ahead, but it's very interesting to do that kind of drop when you rush out that Storm. He was able to get a ton of SCV kills there, but having that third base and having 3 orbital commands up right now with the mules just pumping, he's going to have a really nice economy. Hero has not even started his third yet.
That probe goes down, but this spot, very importantly, the aggression coming out. Another harass here coming in by Hero. He's still got the 2 Templar plus the Sentry to drop a Storm. And here we go. Templar are down. Storm goes down. The Sentry blocks the SVs again, and he gets away. This looks like it's, you know, potentially going to be a new type of Storm harass that we see. Just with 1 force field, you can do so much more.
Yeah, and actually, if it was 1 Hex to the right, he would have actually gotten a bunch more kills, which is crazy because he got 8 with that kind of harass. And now this drop is going to come up over here, but he has a Templar in position here as well as his cannon to delay.
He could be backing one-shot that medevac if he gets it over there. It's got so many hit points to be lost there in energy. Templar is so ready to defeat back that.
They're both waiting there, just looking out into the distance. They know they're out there.
And this is not looking good for Reality's arm right here. Gets double time warp. The Storms are not far away. He does fly away. That was a close call.
Yeah, very nice reaction by Reality. He had to get out of there. He could not get stormed under those time warps. But this big army with +2 that's about to come out and a ton of chargelets, as well as possible Archons. We have a bunch of Storms and a bunch of Immortals as well. This is a really strong push.
Yep, this is really, really strong coming out here. Third base is dropped. Will possibly be forced to cancel by these 2 medevacs. It would be crazy for Reality not to be aggressive here. Does drop those units out. Another Storm goes down on these drops, trying to deny them here. And he may save the Nexus. Doesn't look like it with good control here. He actually has to run away. I thought he was going to just go for the sacrifice. Marauders on the low ground actually starting to pick off some of these Zealots. He's going to need some more ranged units to be able to defend this. The units on the right side do come over, and he will likely lose his medevacs. There's a few Stalkers to help out, and what is Reality doing? He's not paying attention right now.
Yeah, he did not look like he was looking at that, just losing all of those units basically for free, especially the medevacs. He wanted to fly those away. And that third base, like you mentioned, was not canceled. This wants to drop here. He still has the 2 high Templar. He's got to get the Storms. How many does he get? Looks like a good amount, maybe 4 in there.
Yep. Decides to storm the SCVs rather than going for that army. This is really further annoying Reality and hurting his economy. Looking at the supply. Oh, he doesn't actually have any anti-air here to deny that warp for them. So Zealots warp in, and they're going to trade against these Marauders.
Yeah, they're going to be really good. At the same time, he's moving across the map with this really scary army. You can just look at the supply. He's up by 20 right now. And he has a ton of those Storms as well as continuous Immortal production with +2 armor. This could be hard to stop for Reality.
Reality's had a Ghost Academy for a long time. No Ghost that I can tell, and he's just been under so much pressure. I think he's just played a sloppy game, to be honest with you, Brendan, and he's trying to add add-ons here in the middle of a fight. Now here come those Templar on the left side. 1 Storm goes down. He's going to need a few more than that. Second one is decent. The Immortals tanking at the front.
Immortals taking abundant damage, but none of them going down. There's one does go down. Another Storm. The Chargelets coming in on the army, and a good Storm on the much of those Marauders as well, but a drop in the main as well.
Drop in the main base here, doing so much damage, and meanwhile those Immortals crack down those bunkers, and this is looking like it could be the end for Reality in game number 1. Liquid Hero, playing for Incredible Miracle here, is doing a ton of damage. I mean, he's killed everything at the natural. He's forcing the units into the main base. And that, my friends, is going to be it for game 1. The Ghost coming out way too late here at the top of the ramp, trying to get some snipes off, but this game is already over.
You look at this comp of Hero and you say you need Ghosts against this, and no Ghosts were produced. Like you mentioned, he had that Ghost Academy. And now the Immortals dancing in the natural. Hero knows he has it won. We're just waiting for Reality to GG here.
Yep, down 80 supply here. No Harvesters left. The switch to Colossus is something he could do. GG. And Reality playing a sloppy game, but Hero really putting on the spikes there with those Storm drops. Storms plus force fields equals a disaster. No Ghost until too late. Reality not microing his units very well. And what a rough start here for Samsung Khan.
Yeah, they cannot be happy with Reality's game there. I mean, you also have to hand it to Hero, like you mentioned. Those drops take so much micro to actually pull off, and Hero just showing that he could do it, playing defensive early on with the tech that he was building. Reality not able to put on enough aggression or do enough damage, and the damage that just came out of those drops. And not really responding to what Hero was throwing at him in terms of composition really was his downfall.
Yeah. And a good win there for Hero, good for his confidence as well. Something that's so important to this player who dyes his hair every few months, and